Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out the Great Team 101. The Great Team 101 was one of the first ones to send me this crazy story, and once again it's coming from our fifth favorite state, Nutty ass New York. Nutty ass New York is once again back in the news. So what's going on now in Nutty ass New York, you ask? What's going on in Nutty New York is the fact that there's a woman, the woman right behind me. Her name is Camila Brock, and basically Camila Brock ended up spending 8 days in a psychiatric ward just because she was basically riding around her BMW. She decided to, dance at the light, and she got pulled over by a police officer for basically supposedly driving without her hands on the steering wheel, but she was at a red light, dancing to herself, and that's why her hands weren't on the steering wheel. So the police officer did not believe that this was her BMW, so they decided to basically arrest her and haul her down to the precinct. And then when she got down there was just a bunch of hoopla. Long story short, this woman ends up in a psychiatric ward where they forced her on medication. They took off her clothes. This situation is just really, really disturbing. I want you guys to go ahead and check out this news clip, and I'm gonna come back with the rest of my commentary.
I'm Tamsin Fidel.
I'm John Muller. The bank executive says she was held against her will. Pix 11's Nicole Johnson joining us now with more details. Nicole.
Well, John and Tamsin, it's an ordeal we frankly found hard to believe. So we checked out Cam Brock's story, and what happened to her may surprise you, or at least raise some questions.
He held on to me, and then the doctor stuck me in the arm, and then I was on a stretcher, and then I just woke up to them taking my clothes off, specifically my underwear. And then I went back out again. When I woke up the next day, I felt like I was in a nightmare. I didn't understand why that was happening to me.
What was happening, Cam Brock says, was troubling. Very troubling. Her ordeal spelled out in this lawsuit filed in federal court. The bank executive claims she was arrested, committed, and held against her will here at Harlem Hospital's psychiatric ward. But why? How did this nightmare begin? It started uptown in Harlem. Brock cruising in her BMW, music pumping, when suddenly an NYPD officer pulled her over.
He said, "Why are you driving without your hands on the wheel?" And I said, "I was just dancing. I'm at the light." And he just asked me to get out the car.
Brock was detained and taken to the 30th precinct. She says she had no idea why. Were they questioning you? What was going on when you were in that precinct?
They didn't question me at all. They just put me to sit down, and I was watching everyone else go through the normal, being lined up, being fingerprinted. I didn't get any of that. I was just waiting.
After a long wait at the precinct, Brock was released. No charges filed. But she was told to return the next day to pick up her car. That's when things took a dramatic turn. It started when she showed up here at this police substation instead of the precinct. The lawsuit claims police reacted with insults and disbelief that Brock could possibly own a BMW.
I just felt like from the moment I said I owned a BMW, I was looked at as a liar. They put me in handcuffs, and they said because I need to just be in handcuffs and they're gonna take me to my car. So I said, okay, whatever it's gonna take to get to my car. Then EMS approached me. And they said, we're gonna take you to your car. And I'm like, in the ambulance? I'm going to a car in an ambulance? I'm going to my car in an ambulance? I was just so confused.
She took that ambulance to Harlem Hospital.
You're in handcuffs? In handcuffs, in the emergency room. And then at that point, when I realized what was happening,
Brock was committed to the psych ward at Harlem Hospital.
They forced me to take medication.
Pix 11 obtained Brock's hospital records from her attorney. The doctor's diagnosis: Brock suffered from bipolar disorder and psychotic behavior, a claim Brock's attorney disputes.
She has absolutely no history of mental illness, okay? To brand her as being mentally ill for the sole reason that she claims to own a BMW, which she in fact owns. To claim that she's a businesswoman, a banker, which she is something that is absurd.
That medication was lithium and powerful sedatives. Brock spent 8 days in the hospital and released. And to make matters worse, the lawsuit says the hospital slapped her with a more than $13,000 bill.
And I'm like, why am I here? Because you're a danger to yourself. And I'm like, how am I a danger to myself? I was just trying to get my car. That's all I was doing.
Brock's lawsuit, which names the city, the hospital, and unnamed police officers, is playing out in court. The NYPD confirmed Brock was taken into custody, but said it could not comment further. The city's law department, which handles lawsuits filed against the city, would also not comment pending litigation. Meantime, Brock admits she was frustrated about not getting her car, but says she never gave them any reason to believe she was unstable. Tamsin and John, back to you.
Just a really incredible story there, Nicole. I'm sure we'll hear more.
Right, so you guys just watched the news clip, and this is really, really disturbing to me. If this can happen to this woman, this can happen to anybody. I'm not gonna lie, I am the queen of dancing at the damn red light, okay? I will hit the nay-nay, honey, quick, fast, and in a damn hurry if I'm in the damn mood, okay? I mean, I can't hit the stanky leg because I'm driving, but if I want to drive and hit the nay-nay at a stoplight, I should be able to without the LAPD grabbing my ass and throwing me in jail. I mean, this is insane. So we can't dance at the stoplight now? Like, you know, who made up this rule? You know, the thing that I find really disturbing about this is the fact that a simple DMV check would have took 3 minutes and it would have cleared up that this woman owned the car. They could have also checked her Twitter account to see if Obama was following her, because that was one of the issues. They thought that she was crazy because she said Obama was following her on Twitter. But Obama follows 60,000 people, so that shouldn't make her crazy. A few celebrities follow me. Does that make me crazy as well? Especially being that they may follow other people. You know, I think that's stupid. And then on top of that, they didn't believe that she was a banker when they could have easily called the employer and verified her employment. I don't understand how they went to this drastic step. I don't understand why they didn't call the DMV, why they didn't call her employer, why they didn't check her Twitter account, but yet instead they had no problem arresting her and throwing her into a psych ward, you know, for 8 days nonetheless, where they were, you know, basically forcing medication in her body. I mean, this is just really, really sad and sick. And I definitely feel like she has a good case. She does need to sue. And folks are saying that, you know, they hope that she bankrupts the police department. But the sad part is that it's not the police department paying the money. It's the taxpayers of Nutty, New York, who are going to be forced to pay for these bumbling cops and their mistake. You know, so that's the part that's just really unfortunate, is that the taxpayers get punished every time that there's a lawsuit because some cop decided to make a mistake. This woman had no business being arrested in the first place, let alone being detained, being arrested and thrown in a psychiatric ward. You know, this is just insane. And I feel like if she was not a black woman, if she was of another race, she would not have been treated this way. We're seeing more and more cases of this where black women are being arrested, thrown in jail, and they're dying. You know, thank God for her, she didn't die. We just had another case the other day where another woman was in police custody and she ended up dying, and they released like a 40-minute video, and I watched the video, and it's just really, really disturbing that people are being arrested for the pettiest things, and that they're either not walking out alive or that now they're being thrown into psychiatric wards. I feel really, really bad for Camila. I definitely hope that she wins her case, but I mean, this is really, really disturbing. If everything that she says is true and everything is factual, this makes no sense whatsoever. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Let me know your thoughts on this entire nutty ass situation that's once again coming from Nutty, New York. Do you feel like Camila has a case against the NYPD? And then how do you feel about them arresting her and then throwing her in a psychiatric ward for 8 days? So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and you can show me some love by watching, rating, and subscribing to my videos. Don't forget to share them, and also don't forget to follow me on social media. And if you get a chance, make sure you check out lovelyt.com, where you can purchase a coffee mug or a t-shirt. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.